Hi, why do I think 2013 is going to be a fantastic year? Because we've had 4 years of pretty tough going. It's been very tough in the retail sector, manufacturing sector, export sectors, the tourism sector, as we all know. It's been influenced by three things. We've had 4 years of a credit squeeze where the Reserve Bank thought that the economy needed to have vacancies in it to absorb the demands from the mining sector. We said at the time in 2009, no, don't raise rates, because the mining sector, even if it got every single person it wanted, would only go from 2% of the working population to 4% of the working population. So I heard the other 96%. The good news is they've realised the error of their ways, and that credit squeeze has now come to an end. There's some really good things around that as well. This morning I heard that the Basel III has been deferred for 4 years. That's a restriction on the banks that said, if you want to lend to mum and dad, we regard that as good lending. If you want to lend to riskier lending, such as the builder, then you've got to put more money aside to cover that risk, which meant that the banks couldn't get as much money into the marketplace and get a return on it. Therefore, they tended not to lend in that area, which we vitally needed. That saw in 2012, 80,000 people lose their jobs in the construction industry. Now all that's going to change, so that's good news. The credit squeeze is coming to an end. Another good thing about that, of course, is that the securitisation market is going to come up from where it used to be 15% of the market. It dropped down because of Kevin Rudd's stupid guarantee of the banks, down to currently just a measly 3% of the market. It's going to return. It will return with very attractive rates to compete with the banks. So the 4-year banking monopoly, the 4-year credit squeeze is coming to an end. That's great news, because as soon as money floods into the sector, prices go up. Now that happened as low rates happened in 2008, 2009. We saw money surge into property, and property jumped 15%. So that underpins what I'm saying is I think over the next 2 years, well-located property in the areas that we're suggesting will go up 37%. So have a look in 2 years' time. You won't be able to buy property at the prices, particularly new, good, well-located property prices, solidly constructed at the prices we're offering today. We're going to see a property boom. Second problem we had over the last 4 years, despite what you read in the media, unemployment has jumped 25%. That's a huge jump, and people out there felt that. They all knew someone who had lost their job. It went from 4.3% up to 5.4%. and is predicted to hover around that. As the credit squeeze ends, though, I think people will come back with more confidence and they'll start spending. And the beauty thing about the construction sector and the retail sector, you can flick the switch once it's encouraged, and within virtually minutes, they're employing people. So those 80,000 people who lost their job in the construction industry quickly will flow back into the construction industry. Those people who lost it in retail will quickly be filling the Myer stores and David Jones stores and the local supermarkets, etc. The other negative that we're getting rid of this year is the political uncertainty. And really for the last 3 years, we've lived on a knife edge of thinking there could be an election any moment. And no one makes big decisions when there's an election coming. Well, in 2013, we know definitely there's going to be an election. I think it'll be sooner rather than later. And then once that's washed through the economy, people get out there very comfortable, very confident. They'll start spending, and items that are subject to inflation will quickly get away because there's no supply. So good times in 2013. What do I think is going to happen with interest rates? The securitisation market is going to get flooded again with funds that'll inflate the people such as Aussie Home Loans, which is now really Commonwealth Bank, but it'll also inflate the competition to the banks out there. Now they know that. They also know they're sitting on the fattest profit margins they've ever had. So what I think we're going to see is a bit of an attack now to get you to move into fixed rates, so they can grab you for the next 3 years or 2 years or 1 year, knowing that when the securitisation market comes in and they've got opposition, the opposition are going to find that they can't get people because they're locked into the banks. What does that mean for you? I think we're in for a sustained, long, low period of low rates. This up and down has finished. I think the Reserve Bank's learned its lesson and realised, like the rest of the world, we've gone through a decade of low interest rates, which has helped the rest of the world to low inflation, and they're now belatedly joining them. I don't think rates will start moving up now till the end of 2014 or 2015, when I think inflation will kick in. So inflationary items, now's the time to buy them, such as property, where there's a big demand, little supply, inflation kicks in, up goes the prices. So I think we're in for a sustained period of low interest rates. When that's happened, always it's been accompanied by rising property prices. So I'm saying at the moment I'm not fixing. I think we're for a long, good golden era of low rates.